Hello, Neil Murphy, Dynamic Man podcast. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a dirty four-letter word: commitment. No, I'm not being a dumbass. It is, and it always seems to be, a four-letter word for us men. When we get into our 40s and 50s, we're often questioning what is commitment, because what have we got to show for it? All we're doing is making sure everyone else is provided for and forgetting about ourselves. And that word commitment seems to maybe have hurt us over the long run, because our commitment usually is to others, our partner, our kids, our business, our work, our family, our colleagues, whatever it is. And we leave so little time for ourselves. So that's why I called it a four-letter word, because commitment starts with a commitment to yourself. Now, we find so many ways to distract ourselves, even before the advent of the smartphone or social media. There was always someone to meet for a drink or somewhere to go to see this or see that. There was always a distraction. So I don't believe that social media has broken civilization. We're actually just very appreciative of the distraction it provides. It's not that the algorithm just jumps up and grabs us by the crook of the neck. No. We choose the algorithm. We choose the lack of commitment, so we can satisfy ourselves, gratify ourselves instantly, and avoid critical thinking, which means deciding that enough is enough, making a commitment to yourself to do something really, really worthwhile for yourself. Now, four-letter words, some of them we like, some of them we don't, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Commitment is the ultimate four-letter word when it comes to ourselves, because it's scary. It really is scary, the percentage of people that choose to make a commitment to themselves, to work on consistent habits, to take steps that improve themselves gradually, incrementally, day by day, step by step, consistently over time with balance. That is like the hardest thing to do. Just think of New Year's resolutions. Man, how long do they last? What is the average duration, lifespan of a New Year's resolution? They don't last too long. It's kind of a hard time of the year to be making a resolution straight after the biggest party, Christmas. So making a commitment to consistency, well, that's why it's a four-letter word. You have to make that commitment, and it starts with yourself. Commitment starts with the self. That's why it's a four-letter word. Self. So, what are the steps that you can take to create habits, daily habits, that make life easy for you to act consistently and get those small wins coming in every day. Rack those small wins up, because they do add up exponentially. 1% here, 0.5% there. It all adds up over time because it compounds. It compounds. Those small wins you had yesterday added to the small wins you had the day before. Compounding. So when you build a solid foundation of small wins over a consistent period, a month, 6 months, 12 months, so that it becomes second nature, natural. Like someone told me last year about, a year and a half ago now, about a Japanese water treatment where you drink a glass of warm water every morning and don't eat anything or have anything else for the next 40 or 45 minutes. Now, that's something I do every day. Every day. It's become second nature. It's a commitment to myself. What does this Japanese water treatment achieve? Well, supposedly it's really good for your gut. I do feel better for it, for sure. And it even keeps a bit of stomach weight down. So that is a commitment to the self that I'm willing to make, and I enjoy doing it, even though it was hard at first. These are the little things, these are the small wins, and that happens every day. So what is the commitment to yourself that you can make today, that you're going to keep and eventually start really enjoying? Because when you're winning every day, no matter what happens out there in the world, at work, wherever, you're still racking up the small wins that are going to make the difference for you, for yourself, the self. The 4-letter word, the most important 4-letter word in the whole history of mankind, self. You've got to make a commitment to yourself. Small wins, man. Like when you start really racking them up and enjoying these wins, how satisfying is that going to feel for you? You're going to be addicted. I'm addicted. It's quite addictive because, look, every small win is a better dopamine hit than anything I can extract from a social post or reel or story or whatever. My wins give me more satisfaction, more fulfillment than anything I can scroll, doom scroll, whatever, anything out there. So that when I do sit down to relax, my day has already been successful. Because I made a commitment to small wins and being grateful. Commitment. It's not a dirty word. It's the sexiest word for us men in our 40s and 50s. Because it's time. If you've been neglecting yourself for 5, 10, 15, 20 years because you've had duties and responsibilities, now is the time to reconnect with yourself, to rediscover what it is you want. To re-energize yourself and get yourself back on track. Yeah. Sexy word, commitment. Commitment to yourself. That's where it all starts. Look, I'm guilty of not being I'm guilty of being allergic to commitment myself, for sure, without a doubt. But only because I wasn't willing to sit down and decide what I really wanted. What were the goals I was aiming for? What were the objectives? What was my dream? I was quite willing to just fly by the seat of my pants. Whatever happened, happened. Drifting, going with the flow. And that's cool. There's a place and a time for that, but you've got to make a commitment to make things happen for yourself. And then every other commitment falls into place. Once you commit to yourself, your jam is back in the groove, man. It's as easy as committing to a 4-letter word, the self. Self. Now, if this resonates with you, like and subscribe, and let's continue to grow a powerful community of men in our 40s and 50s, re-energized, rediscovering our true self, making a commitment to ourselves to do better, to be better, to live better, to inspire better, to energize people better, to be more creative, and to find real meaning and purpose again in our lives, because that's the commitment that matters to the self. That dirty 4-letter word, the self. Commitment. All right, let's get on it. Stay high.